You know that feeling when you finally make a hire, hoping for relief, only to realize that things might have actually gotten messier? Maybe you're spending more time answering questions, fixing mistakes, or picking up drop balls. You look back and think, honestly, I might have been better off alone. One business owner summed it up perfectly. I thought hiring would make my life easier, but all it did was create more headaches. And honestly, I've been there too. Early on, I made hires because there wasn't enough of me to go around. Big mistake. I was basically doing two jobs instead of one. If you've ever been there, you are definitely not alone. But stick around because today I'm going to share four simple things you can do right now to avoid ever landing in this situation again and start building a team that actually frees you, not frustrates you. Okay, if you know what I'm talking about, if you've been too quick to hire, drop a thumbs up in the comments. It's great to know that we're not alone. Let's start with some real talk. If you've ever rushed to hire because you were overwhelmed, there's nothing wrong with you. Being a business owner means that you're wearing multiple hats every single day, and sometimes it feels like any help is better than no help. When you're drowning, you just want a life raft. But here's what nobody tells you sometimes that help can feel more like an anchor. It's so tempting to grab a quick fix when you're in the thick of it. Most business owners reach a point where they think, if I can just get someone in here, maybe I can finally catch my breath. I get it. I've been there too. Working 60-hour weeks, you're behind on everything, and hiring feels like the obvious solution. But here's the thing desperation rarely leads to good decision making. When you're in survival mode, you're not thinking strategically about what you actually need. You're just trying to stop the bleeding. And that's exactly when quick fix hiring happens. Quick fix hiring usually creates chaos, not clarity. When you rush to fill a seat without thinking through what you really need, it almost always backfires. And the stats back this up. The US Department of Labor estimates that a bad hire can cost a small business up to $50,000. When you factor in recruitment, training, and lost productivity, here's what typically happens. You post a job description that's basically a wish list, must be detail oriented, great with people, tech savvy, and able to wear multiple hats. Sound familiar? You're not hiring for a specific role, you're hiring for a miracle worker. Another entrepreneur put it like this. They said they could do it all, but I spent more time managing them than doing my own job. This is the classic quick fix hiring trap. You end up with more interruptions, more confusion, and a whole new set of problems, usually because roles and responsibilities weren't clear from the start. What happens next is predictable. You're not just doing your job, you're now managing, training, and sometimes cleaning up after someone who wasn't the right fit. That's not support, that's a setback. It's not uncommon for small business owners to hire someone to help with everything and then wonder why nothing gets done well. It's like asking someone to be a chef, waiter, and dishwasher all at once. Sure, they might be able to do all three, but they're not going to excel at any of them. And the worst part, you start to think the problem is with hiring itself. I guess I just can't find good people, you tell yourself. But the problem isn't the people, it's the process. So, how do you avoid falling into the quick fix trap? Here are four things you can do right now, even if you're not hiring. I call this just in time planning because you're setting yourself up for success before you're ever in crisis mode. First, ask yourself three questions. Before you ever think about posting a job, get clear on these three things. One, what's bottlenecking my business right now? Two, what am I doing that's truly below my pay grade? And three, what role would free up my time to drive more profit if someone else handled it? These questions force you to think about impact, not just tasks. A good hire should either save you time or make you money, or ideally both. Next, define the positions before you go out to hire. Jot down 3 to 5 specific things each position will be responsible for. And the next step is critical. This is where you write down your next 3 positions that you want to hire. You want to keep a running list, even if you think hiring is a months away. It's not about making commitments, it's about getting clarity. When you're not desperate, you're more likely to think strategically about the roles and what will actually move your business forward. And number 4 is more about mindset. I want you to keep this in mind. You are your company's greatest asset. The more you plan now, the less you'll have to scramble later. And the faster you'll get back to the work that really matters. Every minute you spend planning prevents hours of frustration down the road. Let me share an example that illustrates how planning your next hire before you're desperate can make all the difference. I worked with a business owner who used to wait until things got overwhelming before he ever thought about hiring. In those moments, it was always a scramble just to find someone, anyone who could pitch in. The result, the new team member added more work instead of taking it away. But once this business owner started planning ahead, everything shifted. Instead of waiting for a crisis, he kept an ongoing list of his next key roles and next positions that he would need to hire for his business. He was also able to assess his current team and develop a list of who could move into what position next. He was intentional about developing his star employees so that when his business demanded more team members, more employees, he could move people and tasks around internally. He had the confidence in who he was looking for when the time was right to hire, when it made sense for his business, both in the short term and the long term. So, the takeaway, when you plan ahead instead of hiring in a panic, you don't just get extra hands, you get real support that moves your business towards its long term goals and towards your future. So, if you're sitting there feeling the sting of a hiring regret, know this, it's incredibly common and it doesn't have to be permanent. The best teams aren't built in a rush, they're built with intention. Quick fix hiring happens when you're reactive instead of proactive. But just a little bit of planning today will help you break that cycle and finally create a team that truly supports you. You don't need perfect people, you need the right people in the right roles with clear expectations. Remember, hiring isn't about finding someone who can do everything, it's about finding someone who can do the specific things that will move your business forward. Get clear on what those things are before you start looking, and you'll save yourself months of frustration. The goal isn't just to fill a seat, it's to add someone to your team who makes everyone more effective, including you. That's what real support looks like. If you're ready to stop hiring in a panic and start building a team that gives you real relief, hit like and subscribe to get more practical tips every single week. Because here's the truth, you don't have to do this alone. You also don't have to settle for help that makes things harder. Let's get you the right kind of support, the kind that actually supports you. See you next time.